Yeah. So here's the deal. I mean, technically, you're the like you've been getting critiques, but I'm doing some quick ones. Uh, Here's what you gotta ask yourself when you're doing this stuff. Uh-oh. I got a... Oh. Polynesian Haven. Thanks for hosting me. I'm glad the people of Polynesia are enjoying this. Thank you so much. That's really awesome. We're just going to do a quick chat about the Spider-Man that Cthulhuhoopster threw into the chat. So, and anyone is watching this later, if you're an artist or an illustrator, or you're learning art or learning illustration, and you want some honest feedback, let me know and I'll give you a paint over or critique. Don't ever be afraid to ask. And I have the big rule of, you know, treat others the way you want to be treated. So I don't like people speaking rudely when it comes to critiques. And I don't think there's any reason to be quote unquote harsh. I think you need to be honest. And so right now, Cthulhuhoopster, here's my honest stuff that you need to think about. When you're starting to draw something, ask yourself, wait, where's my text? Is it too small? Let's do this stupid font so you can see it. Oh, there it is. It's way too small. It's dumb text so you can get to understand it. Ask yourself why you are making it, what the goal is, and I guess you could say how, but we could just think about it as what issues are you going to run into? Are you going to? So typically you do this all the time. Like typically you kind of do this stuff all the time. So let's put a backing behind this so you can see what I'm talking about. Let's just turn that to multiply. Okay. So why are you making it? Why are you drawing Spider-Man? What's the point of it? Are you drawing Spider-Man? We know that A, you want to get practice. But B, like, what is you?
What is you?
What is you? Just ask yourself, what is you? No, what is it you're going to bring to the table? Like, ask yourself what you're going to bring to the table with your Spider-Man art, okay? And I really always harp on this because this is the critique I got, which was like that Spider-Man I showed y'all, the portrait. My biggest critique from multiple artists that were professionals in the industry, the biggest critique was, it's Spider-Man. So what? Like, you just painted a portrait of Spider-Man. Who cares? Why did you paint this portrait of Spider-Man? Right? Everyone's seen Spider-Man before. So when you get these really, really popular characters, you have to put your own spin on it, or you have to put your own vision into it. And it's something that's hard to do because to say you need to put your own vision or spin on it means you have to really have your own aesthetics and style kind of figured out. And when you're starting out, you don't really have an aesthetic or style. You're focusing just on doing things right and doing things correctly. But once you get past that part, you can start realizing that the style came naturally. Like after a few years of working, your style begins to show through. And aesthetically, you can always change what's going on in the image. So you might deliberately say, I want to do a Spider-Man that's like super colorful and fun. You might make that deliberate choice. Or you might say, I want to make like this dark, gritty, real-world Spider-Man. You can make that choice too. But you got to ask yourself why you're doing the drawing. Why are you painting Spider-Man? Okay? And that sounds weird, right? Because we're talking about just drawing Spider-Man. But any kind of drawing. So it can be Why are you painting Spider-Man? Or you can make the question can be, why am I painting the spaceship? Why is why am I spending hours painting this dragon? And once you can answer that question, you can move on to the next step. So you can say, I want to draw Spider-Man because he's a popular character and it might get attention to my work. Okay. So what's the goal of the piece then? Hold on, I think you answered the questions here. You say you chose Spider-Man because I was doing Venom, plus he's like drawing a wooden mannequin, so I could paint it easily without worrying about coloring or hair. Okay. 2. The goal is to learn Photoshop while doing. 3. Many issues, unforeseen issues. Okay, so um, you're starting out, so right, yeah. So number one is a big valid. I chose to draw Spider-Man because I want to, he's a good way to help study. That's a great reason to draw him. He's basically just anatomy. Like he's a male anatomy. Um, any superhero character is basically an anatomy study because they're just muscular dudes in like latex or like spandex, not latex. um, Number 2, the goal is to learn Photoshop while doing it. That's great. So that goal is great, but that's not the goal of the piece, right? So when I mean the goal, I mean like uh, let me talk about my piece. Um, I'm painting Venom because I want to work in movie marketing. So I'm going to paint a popular character and make him look very realistic so I can get a job doing movie posters. Because I want to do movie marketing. Because I moved all the way out to LA a year ago to work in the movies. That's why I moved here. Whether it's concept art or marketing, I want to do artwork involved with movie making. Okay? That's why I'm painting Venom. What's the goal of this piece? The goal of this piece is for me to show my take on a popular character that exists in a very popular franchise and show that I can reproduce this character super realistically for you. And if you want to hire me to do your movie poster, I'm capable of doing it. That's the big goal of this piece. So I'm also got to make it look exciting. So like, I need this piece to look super exciting because I'm trying to get movie poster work, and movie posters are all about drawing attention. And I need to get the attention to my work so people that do movie posters, like marketing companies, can look at my work and go, we should hire you because this piece looks awesome and we want this kind of work on our poster. So the goal of this piece is to be exciting and like draw attention. Those are the big goal of the piece is to be exciting and draw attention. Okay? And the last thing, what issues am I going to run into? Because I've already drawn Venom and Spider-Man before, I know that my biggest issue last time I painted it was that Venom was like anatomically broken. In fact, the feedback I got on my Venom character, I'll pull it up again. The feedback I got on this character here, this Venom, you can find it on my DeviantArt page if you want to take a closer look at it. Someone just followed. Let me just take a look at that real quick because I need to say a big thank you to whoever is choosing to follow me. Fish Dick 666. Thank you for following me.
Fish dicks?
Just Dick.
Oh, just Dick.
It's a Fish Dick 666. Thanks for following me on fucking Wednesday. That's awesome. Anyway, I like fish stick sandwiches, and that rhymes with fish stick. Anyway, so my big critique on this Venom was that he was fat. So like I literally had an artist, a very popular, very well-known concept artist, point at Venom and say, "Venom's fat," right? And looking at this picture now, Venom, I can tell you right now. Let me just go ahead and throw this into my. I can't drag it. Venom is missing his deltoid muscle, and the way his body is turning doesn't make sense with the perspective he's at. So I know that, right? So my big issue going into this was I need to get the anatomy right. Like I have to get the anatomy right. So I'm taking my time, making sure the anatomy is correct. Because once I have the anatomy locked in, I'm confident I can make this guy look realistic. I'm pretty confident in my lighting and rendering skills. But no matter how good you are at lighting and rendering, if the anatomy's off, it's not gonna do anything for you. So those are my questions that I answered. So your questions, why are you making it? So it's almost kind of the same thing. So you're trying to make Spider-Man because you want to get the study practice in. You want to learn anatomy while you're painting a fun character. Number two, your goal is to learn Photoshop while doing it. But I would argue that also the goal is that you create a fun illustration of Spider-Man that shows your skill level off, right? That's essentially what you're going to try and do. One of the goals you're not trying to do, for instance, you're not trying to redesign Spider-Man, right? Because you could say you want to be a concept artist and say, my goal is to redesign Spider-Man and make him look different, make him look really cool, and a new spin on Spider-Man, right? But I think this piece, just knowing where you're coming from, this piece is about you making Spider-Man in his normal design look cool, right? And third, what issues are you going to run into? Well, you already answered that. You don't know Photoshop is one. One of the one of the issues is you don't know how to use the medium you're working in right now, which is cool. That's fine because you have to learn somehow. Number two, you also need help drawing. You need to figure out your anatomy, and you need to figure out how the body works, how the human body works. And we'll go ahead and do a quick draw over right now and explain some of these things. So here we go. You ready? I like to use magenta when I correct things. Um, the human body has bones, and bones are rigid. So, like, when you're drawing the body, you've got lots of instances where did my stream crash? I don't know. Did it? Did it crash? Shouldn't have crashed. It says I'm streaming. You came online here. It says I'm dropping 18% of my frames. Is that a thing? 18%? No?
It will sometimes go up and down.
You still see it. Okay. Cthulhuhoopster, reload it. Hold on. Reload it. Okay.
Sometimes it's just Twitch.
Might just be Twitch. Okay. I'm just going to continue on the draw real quick. So, right now, there's moments in your anatomy that are going on that don't happen, right? So, like, the bones need to be rigid. So, if you think about the human skeleton, you've got to you got to realize that like this part of the bone is super straight. Same with this leg here. Like the bone's gonna be right here. Oh god, there's the dryer. Sorry, people. Yeah, it just does that. And we can't turn it off. Anyway, this other bone here, femur. I don't know, tibia. Honestly, guys, I don't know that. All that matters is that you know what it looks like. So these little bone issues you've got, they're present in like this part of Spider-Man here. This arm's got this like curve. You see how it's like dipping? It wouldn't really dip right there, right? It should actually be more like deltoid tricep. I'm gonna come back in and carve it out, so don't worry. Deltoid tricep, and then like This is it his arm's going too far that way. It's like broken. Kind of come down this way. Wouldn't be that long. And the bicep's pretty big. Okay. You can kind of see what I'm doing here.
He must be having connection issues because look at the load
The thing is, the hand could be the arm could be a little longer than that actually, but could rotate it out to match more what you had, and fix the shape a bit more. That deltoid's going to be like it kind of wraps the top, and the deltoid kind of whenever you're muscular, the deltoid touches the pectoral muscle, like in such a way that it kind of butts up against it. Right. The neck right now is neck's like doing this thing, but it should be.
top of Nova, right?
If it's gonna be doing that, it should be kind of back more. So like you can take the head and. Let's see here. Like that. Because the neck attaches to the back right there, right? You know, it doesn't really attach the way you had it. Can you see? Can you hear what I'm talking about? Are you listening? If you can't hear this, it's okay. I mean, it's not okay because I'm wasting my time. But otherwise, you can watch the replay, I guess. You kind of see what I'm doing here, though. Like, we're just reconstructing what's going on here. Now, here's the part where I gotta ask you, like, the biggest question I think most people might be thinking. Are you ready? Let me know when you're ready for it. I want to know when you're ready for it because that'll tell me whether or not you can hear what I'm saying. Let me know when you're ready for this information, and I will tell you the biggest thing I think you should think about right now. I'll just wait. I await your response.
Oh, shit. No,
I feel like Grifter. That's okay. You can be gay. But it has nothing to do with Spider-Man right now, so I don't know why you said that. Cthulhuhoopster, let me know when you're ready. Cthulhuhoopster. Oh man, I'm gonna kill that dryer. I'm gonna find out a way to make the dryer come to life and feel emotions, and I'm gonna kill it. Cthulhuhoopster, are you there? Are you in the chat still? I'm pretty sure the delay's caught up by now. Cthulhuhoopster. I'll do this like going once, going twice. Cthulhu. If you're not, can't let you know information if you're not here. Are you ready? Sorry, internet's being evil. You refresh the Wi-Fi and then the page. Tell me when you're ready. Did you even hear that part?
Hey,
Hold on.
tell to someone.
Tell me when you are
Oh, I should turn
ready.
it
I'm just gonna wait here for a sec, guys. Things are waiting. Okay. I'll just say it. I'll type it and say it too. Okay. Here's a big thing that I'm wondering, and then I'm pretty sure most people here are wondering. What is Spider-Man even doing right now? What's he doing even? The pose. Let us know. That's the biggest thing. Like when you sent this image over, the biggest thing I was thinking of is like is Spider-Man like, is he actually supposed to be in like some kind of kicking line? You know, like with like the Rockettes. Do you know what the Rockettes are? Because if I start duplicating Spider-Man, you can see that he becomes a Rockette. It actually lines up perfectly like that. If you notice, there's these like Rockette Spider-Man characters that are like, it's pretty good actually, you know, in that regard. But yeah, I mean, his pose is really weird, man. What I'm trying to get at, just in all seriousness, his pose is really, really awkward. You drew him from reference. It was a dude jumping. The head position made it look like he was being punched, so I went with it. But okay, so he's falling backwards. Okay, so tell me what do you want him to be doing? Don't think about the reference. Decide what you want him to do. Let me know real quick. Let me know what you want him to be doing. Because you just told me that you saw a reference of a guy who looked like he was falling backwards and getting punched. And so you decided to make Spider-Man falling backward and getting punched. But tell me what you want to actually draw Spider-Man doing. And then we'll work from there. Start from what you want to do and work backwards. Don't conform to what you can find in terms of like reference. You want to make him straddle? You want to make him straddle some dude's face with his crotch? So he's about to face mount someone? I'm sorry, I'm laughing. Wait, are you serious? You want to make him straddle some dude's face with his crotch? So he's about to face mount someone. I don't exactly know what face mounting is in terms of Spider-Man. So let me know. I know what face mounting is in terms of a pornographic image. And I also know what straddling a dude's face is in terms of a pornographic image. But why is it buzzing 3 times?
Because he put it on the timed and not on the regular thing.
But why would it keep buzzing if it?
Because their thing is broken. Oh, that was a really
Anyway.
big kill.
Okay, so you're confusing me more than you should be. You want to make him straddling some dude's face with his crotch, so he's about to face mount someone. No, seriously, let me know what you want him to do. If you're being serious, I'm not trying to like make fun of you. I'm trying to really I need to know what you mean. Because I don't really know what you mean right now.
Wait, yeah, how did they do that?
So let me know, because I'm trying to figure out what exactly you're trying to do with him. I'll just give you a moment.
Oh,
Waiting.
Okay, all right.
Pausing. Hold. 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 Are you there? Did your internet go out again? Okay, we'll move on. I don't know what you want Spider-Man to be doing. Apparently, you want him to face mount someone. I don't know what that is, so I don't know what to tell you right now because I don't really know what a face mount is. I can tell you this right now. It looks like he's kind of fainting and kicking up really high. So what you need to do is you need to pick an idea that you want to do. So let's say your idea is, um, I want Spider-Man falling, free falling, right? Let's go with that idea because that's kind of similar to what you got here. So you can start drawing, right? You're going to say, okay, I'm going to draw Spider-Man free falling. And at the moment you start drawing, you need to stop and ask yourself, do I know what a person free falling looks like? Right? So instead of saying, I found a reference photo and I copied that, say, I want to make Spider-Man free falling, so I now need to find reference of people falling. And then you go and find your reference. And you find, like, okay, think about Spider-Man for a second. Does Twitch buffer like this because I'm using ad block? I don't know if it's that way. I'll save it out to YouTube for you, Cthulhu. So just be patient, and you'll have to just wait through me waiting for you on the actual replay. But I'll save it out to YouTube for you. I'll cut out the beginning part. So anyway, find out what you want him to be doing. So if you want him to be free falling, find the reference after you decide what you want to paint, what you want to draw. So you say, I want him to look like he's free falling. Okay, now you got to find references of people free falling. One of the best references for Spider-Man you could probably find are male ballet performers or male gymnasts. So I'm going to put male gymnast into Google. And right now there's a lot of those images because, you know, oh crap. I didn't mean to full screen that. The Olympics are going on. So, like, male gymnast, right?
We tried.
And you can start taking a look at, like, what does a guy who can lift his own body weight look like? Like this kid right here, this guy looks like he could be a Spider-Man. So then you go like, I wonder who this guy is. So like it's BuzzFeed sexiest male gymnasts of all time. So you can click on here, the BuzzFeed, and then you go, okay, so who is this guy? That's not the guy. That's not the guy. That's not the guy. Who is he? This guy. Alec Yoder. Wait, Alec Yoder. He's from America. He probably doesn't pronounce his name correctly. Alec Yoder. So let's go to Alec Yoder. So great. This guy is like fucking Spider-Man. See? He's Peter Parker, kind of, right? He's like not too muscular, and he looks like a kid, because he probably is a kid. Kid meaning 18. I'm going to break our dryer. I'm going to break our dryer tonight. I'm going to smash it with a hammer until it's broken. Anyway, so he's a great reference for Spider-Man. So now that you've got your reference, you can say something like Alex Yoder falling. Maybe he fell because he's a gymnast. He probably did free fall at one point while he was doing his routine. And you might be able to find pictures of him falling. You might not. It's okay if you don't. But this is how you find reference, right? You start really looking for these specific terms.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, there's no really good ones here. So now you can start looking at like maybe a parkour falling. Here's some great references. If you want a picture of falling, here's a guy that busted his knee wide open. But anyway, don't look at that one. Let's look at some of these. This pose looks pretty cool. That's like a Spider-Man kind of pose. You can drop that into the Photoshop. And then, let's see. That's not real. It's a meme. Art of Falling. Click on this page. Maybe there's a bunch of really cool artwork, not artwork, photos here. So check out this. These are some great. So if you need to practice action and movement, all these like photos of these guys doing like these falls and rolls.
I only need 2 more.
Those are really cool. Anyway, so this is how you find your reference, right? You take some time, you do some research. Oh, it is sweet Spider-Man pose. Okay. And then you get your reference. This isn't really falling so much as him soaring through the air. But you get the idea. Okay, so now you were going to do the free falling, right? So here's a good free falling picture right there. And this one just looks like a cool Spider-Man pose. But either way, if you want to practice, before you start drawing Spider-Man, just draw this photo. Not this stuff in the background. Not the buildings. Not the people watching. Just draw this person. So you take your pen and you sit here and you go, okay, they're kind of like this. They're kind of like that. They're kind of like that. Kind of like the arms kind of go back and outward. And then their heads like right here somewhere. And then all the cloth on their body is like going up because of, you know, the force, the wind against them as they fall. And then it looks like their underwear is kind of hanging out of their pants because they got baggy pants. There's some wrinkles here.
Yeah.
There's some sweatpants here, and then they kind of
Yeah,
wrinkle there. And the sweat, see, like this part of the thigh is defined, but then the back of the thigh, the back of the leg, all the sweatpants are kind of baggy. So you can say, okay, that's going to be baggy. This is going to be more defined. Because the gravity and the force of the fall is pulling all those, all the cloth away. And then you can kind of see part of the thigh on the other side here. And then you got like the hoodie, and you kind of go down and just like, you know, you kind of get the idea of the hoodie in here. And, you know, you sit and you're focusing on the pose. You're not really focusing on the wrinkling, but you can think about some of that stuff real quick. Just kind of loosely block it in, like wrinkle, wrinkle, wrinkle. I'm just looking at what's going on in the photo and trying to recreate it. Not too slow. I'm not going to spend like an hour on this. Not this time, but you know, then maybe the next round you do like an hour drawing this one pose and making it look as correct as possible. Can you go turn that off, please, real quick? Just real quick. All right, so we've got the hoodie going back with the force, and then there's like a hand, a forearm, and you start realizing, hey, keep looking back and forth, keep looking back and forth. The feet, he's like wearing socks. Might be a girl. Doesn't really matter. It's just about the pose. Okay. Anyway, I'm not going to sit here and do this study the whole time, but this is your study, right? Your study is you paint this, you draw, don't paint. Draw this person. And then just because this guy's super cool, maybe you draw that person too. So he's got a head, and he's got like his arms out here. his knee comes up to like his chest because of the foreshortening. And then this leg's kind of like out, jutted out. So you notice that his knee lines up with the face. So you got to say, okay, well, if his knee lines up with the face, that means that I got to go straight down here, and I can start kind of making a landmark of like where the head should be if the knee's going to come out this far. You know, something like that. And then like this leg almost has like kind of a curve right there because of the way the pants are wrinkling. You start to kind of get that in there. And you know, you do like just draw this guy like 10 times. The first time do it maybe a little fast. Second time do it a little slower. Third time do it a tiny bit slower. And by the time you go to number 10, maybe you spend an hour just drawing this dude. Don't draw the buildings. You don't need to draw that stuff. Not now. Only because you're focusing on the anatomy. Don't draw the clouds. Oops, I didn't mean to pull that guide off. Just focus on the anatomy of this guy, right? Anyway, spend some time studying anatomy, and once you do that, then you start drawing Spider-Man. Just draw some parkour dudes. In fact, you could probably just spend a whole day drawing parkour people if you're about to draw Spider-Man. Because A, you might get ideas for a pose you never thought of before. B, it's grounded in reality. These are actual people and like guys around Peter Parker's age soaring through the air. And yeah, Hyperlight Grifter, post a link. You know, that's how you're going to go about this. You're going to have to start with just general anatomy studies of gymnasts and parkour people, and get like a page of these done. And then you're going to be way more confident when it comes time to draw the Spider-Man character, because you'll be like, oh, I just spent like 3 days drawing gymnasts and parkour dudes. It's day 4. I'm going to draw Spider-Man. It's going to be way easier to draw him now because I've been drawing all these dudes, all these like wrinkled clothing and like his hair and stuff. Spider-Man doesn't have any of that. Okay? Anyway. Back to Venom.
Yeah.
Let's see what. I feel like Grifter, this is something really stupid. No, it's not. Okay, cool.
Have a good night.
Cat cafe. Is Peter Parker going to a cat cafe? Would you like me to talk about this piece? Or do you just want to show us? It's okay if you just want to show us. But if you wanted me to talk about it, if you wanted advice, let me know. I'm not going to give you advice if you don't want it. One thing, like one of my pet peeves is when artists give feedback when I don't ask for it. Spider-Man's holding a taco. He's going into a cat cafe. And he's wearing a Venom Kigurumi. Wouldn't the Venom Kigurumi go all the way down to the feet, though? I've already found a flaw in your image. The Venom Kigurumi would be like down here. So did you want us to talk about it? Or no? I'm going to take that as a no and just close it off. And it's almost 1 in the morning. And we might just go ahead and end the stream now so that I can